What's up, mutant freaks? Happy New Year to you all. Streebo here with you from mutantville.com. I thought in honor of the release of episode 3 of C for Chaos, the web series, that I would bring you a new vlog. And in this episode, this vlog rather, since episode 3 of C for Chaos features the debut of the secret society known as the Collectors, although you might not exactly know that yet. I figured I'd share a few things from my own collection and, ask you guys about what are some of your favorite things. So, I've got a couple different categories here of things I'm going to show you from my collection. You know, I've been gathering books, movies, memorabilia, whatever, since I was a kid. Probably ever since I could walk, because I've been just a fan of all things fantastic, speculative fiction, science fiction, horror, fantasy, all those things over the years. Of course, I'm an artist, started out drawing, painting, did some horrible sculptures over the years and found my way into filmmaking finally. So, it's one of those things. Any town I'm in, even if I'm on vacation in another country, another state, it doesn't matter. If I pass by a used bookstore, a used video store, a pawn shop, I will stop and look, see what kind of books they have, what kind of movies they have, what kind of junk they have laying around that nobody else wants that I want to get for some reason. So, let me start out. I'm going to show you a cool one here with... this is not an action figure, but actually a statuette. This is James O'Barr's version of the Crow. These were limited to 750 of these made. So, very, very limited figure. One of my favorites. Actually, it was a gift from one of my good friends, Phil K. So, thanks for that, buddy. It's one of my all-time faves. I love having these things around. They inspire me, give me ideas and whatnot. Okay, I'll show you guys a couple of my favorite comics, or rather graphic novels. This is my Uzumaki Japanese collection. Okay, actually I have the American release of it, but this is the Uzumaki version in the original manga. You can see it's still in, you can see the kanji there, it's still in Japanese. But what makes this so cool is it is the only one that features a new epilogue. So, if you want to see what happened, you got to check that out. You got to check out this version to give you a couple more pieces of what happens after the end. This is the only place you can find all those. And I got this uber cheap off of eBay one year. For a while, Uzumaki was just something that I searched for all the time. Because I love the graphic novels and I enjoyed the movie. I mean, just look at this artwork, Junji Ito, fantastic stuff. And I just had a chance to grab this really cheap from Japan, and I love it. Tomb of Dracula, Volume 3, The Essentials. What makes this so cool is that I actually bought this copy from Gene Colan when he was here for Heroes Convention. There you can see Gene's signature and Marv Wolfman, the writer, the guy's responsible for creating the character that went on to become super famous in the movies, Blade the Vampire Slayer. So Gene has passed away. He also did some artwork for us that we used in C for Chaos, which you will see on an episode one day. Not for a while though, but it is out there. Another favorite graphic novel, Zenith by Grant Morrison. These are uber out of print, super rare. I bought them off the shelves when they were brand new. I've got the first 3 volumes. I believe there's actually 5 volumes in total. These things are going for like $100 a piece now. I just love that I actually have the original collections. Nexus, the original Nexus collection of the first 3 issues, created by Mike Barron and Steve Rude. And this one makes it uber cool. It is signed by Barron and Rude. I haven't met those guys in person. It's just signed that way when I bought it. And that was one I found in a comic shop. They wanted it for very reasonable price, and I thought, hey, I'll take it. Even though I have the single issues, I like the idea of having a hardback collection, and also it being signed is really cool. Mobius 3, The Collected Fantasies of Jean Girard, The Airtight Garage, featuring Jerry Cornelius, though it's not really Jerry Cornelius. Or they changed his name to something else. Louis Carnelian, yeah. Uber rare, another, $100 book, easy. I bought this super cheap at a used bookstore. Just, I'm a fan of Mobius. I didn't, at the time it wasn't rare, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Video games, not worth anything at all. Xbox Call of Cthulhu. It's just one of my favorites. It's one that I hold on to and that I always want to have a working Xbox for, because it's one of the few Cthulhu adventure games that you can actually play. Unfortunately, I never finished it. I never got much further than the first few levels, because it's all point of view, and anybody that knows me, you'll know that I don't play too many POV games. They make me dizzy for some reason, the way that just swishes around. It has to be a really smooth, really stable game. But I just love this one because you aren't going to find an awesome Lovecraftian adventure like this anywhere else, and it's really sweet. It really drops you into that whole world. Okay, a couple books next. First, just to show how far back this goes, back when I was a kid, The Hobbit, or There and Back Again, in honor of The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, and The Desolation of Smaug. This is the actual original. Well, it's a storybook version. Okay, so it has the whole story, but it is also filled with stills from the Rankin Bass Hobbit cartoon, as well as character designs and sketches that weren't in the movie. For example, there's Bjorn, who made an appearance at the beginning of The Hobbit Part 2, and he did not appear at all in the Rankin Bass version, which was one movie, the one movie version of that tale. So stop complaining, people. It's 3 movies, so you can get to see everything now and enjoy it. Another book, Spirit of Shaolin by David Carradine. This is David Carradine's autobiography. The first one he did. He came back later and did the Kill Bill Diaries, which I also have. But what makes this cool is when I bought this, I bought it off the shelf at a Borders. And at the time, I was going through one of my phases. It was a Kung Fu phase, the TV show phase, actually. I was just watching that show over and over again. I love the character of Kane, of Kwai Chang Caine. And I even had my head shaved for a little while there. As I get older, I don't do that anymore. But the cool thing is, I picked this up right off the shelf at a Borders, just randomly during that phase. And I open it up. And it is signed, Peace, David Carradine, with a little Dai Chi right there. Or as you might call it, the yin yang. Well, I got something for your yin yang. Okay. Movies or DVDs here. My favorite VHS's, Town That Dread Sundown, just because it's rare. I love the cover. The movie itself it has some moments that work, but on the whole, I don't know, it's kind of hokey. But it's just an awesome cover, and I still think they ripped that image off for Friday the 13th Part 2 when Jason Voorhees had that hood. House of a Thousand Corpses DVD. Nothing rare about this, except, they're out of print. But this was cool. It came with a little insert and everything. But what makes this DVD so cool, even though the movie itself is on Blu-ray now, is the interactivity of it all. It's this really cool multimedia interaction. When you plug it in, the menus feature the characters from the movie. They come out and talk to you. Captain Spaulding, Otis, Baby, all that. And we eventually ripped that idea off for Tales from Mutantville, where we included Mutitia in the same interactive function. And if you ask me, we did a better job because Mutitia is super hot in that. Okay. Dario Argento's Museum of Horrors. This is an overseas DVD. I bought it from Italy, but it's all regions. The movie itself is actually in Italian, but it's a documentary that starts with a tour through the Profondo Rosso Cinema, and then has some interviews, but it also has behind the scenes for Stendhal syndrome, which is what Argento was working on at the time when they made this. And this is just a cool, rare DVD. And the rarest of my documentary collection, Clive Barker's A to Z of Horror, aired once in the UK in the mid-90s, released with a companion book. It was a 6-hour documentary series, never released on VHS, never released on DVD. These are all authored DVDs by my friend, he became my friend, who actually recorded it live, and he eventually transferred them all to DVD to archive it and hooked me up with a copy. So that's why I love that set. Besides the fact it's just probably one of the most single brilliant documentaries on horror that you'll ever see. I love it because it's so rare. Okay, last few. I've got one poster I'm going to show you, and you're going to be like, oh, really? But it is my favorite. Scarecrow at Midnight, the one sheet for Scarecrow at Midnight, featured on Tales from Mutantville. I love it because we made it. It's ours. It's an original design for an original idea. It's not a Friday the 13th fan film. It's not a Star Wars fan film. It's not some kind of quick get-rich scheme. It's something we made original. And whether or not people out there respond to it, who cares? We're proud of it, and we really enjoyed this design. It was a fun design. There's lots of cool little things. You have to get up close to it, and you can see characters worked into the mosaic here. We've got our slasher Sawbones lurking overhead there. So yeah. All right, last two, guys. This one is a signature of, on a cover from Comic Book Marketplace. It would have to slip there. Signed by Stan Lee. I just got this signed this past July at the Fandom Fest in Louisville, and it was one of those great moments in my life, getting to meet and talk to Stan Lee. If you remember, we talked all about this throughout the spring and the summer. I got the VIP pass so I could talk to Stan. I went to the Q&As, all that kind of stuff. I got 2 or 3 things signed by him. I got to ask him several questions and just had a great time. And Stan was a major influence on me as a kid. I was first exposed to Marvel through those old cartoons. Whether it was the Incredible Hulk or Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends or what have you. And that's part of the reason why superheroes are one of the things that have influenced me so much over the years, much like Tolkien and Star Wars and Halloween or whatever else. And just love it. And here is 8x10, one of my favorite signatures. Jim Kelly with Muhammad Ali. I'll be too busy looking good. Got this from Jim in 2011, and did a phenomenal interview with him. He was really gracious with his time. Spoke with him about martial arts, mixed martial arts. Of course, my phone goes off in the middle of these things every time. Just the evolution of martial arts over the years. It was just a great, fun conversation. I really enjoyed it. He appreciated it. And the fans seem to appreciate it. It's really popular, one of our most popular videos on YouTube now, and it's probably just going to continue to climb as long as our account doesn't get deleted. But, I feel really blessed being able to meet and talk to him as well. So, there you go, guys. In honor of the collectors, in episode 3 of C for Chaos, which you can watch right now, right here on YouTube for absolutely free, I have shared part of my collection with you. And I want to know, what do you collect? What are you proud of? What do you have out there? Books, movies, comics, records, LPs. I don't care. Let me know. In the comments, rate the video, subscribe to the Mutantville Players YouTube account, check out C for Chaos. If you're coming to the Mad Monster Party, buy your own C for Chaos shirt. Expressions of Chaos featuring the Numbers Killer. Just we ripped off from the Darth Vader Star Wars shirt design. But there you go. It's our character, at least. Alright, guys, this is Strebo. Find me at mutantville.com always. See ya.